Right. Welcome, folks, to Chapter 3 of Ash of the Gods. Let's continue, shall we? Let's make sure everything's lined up. There we go. Okay, wait a second. What's going on here? On the hill, 2 sacred stones. Market.
In enemy territory, a campfire gives warmth, but the cold gives protection.
Oop.
Shadow Clan.
Oopsie. Alright, where were we? The Woad. Wait a second. Okay, we were here? No, we were here, right? Okay. Currently, we're up here. Friska, okay. Silver Mountains. Alright, let's do this. An ancient way that leads to the city of Wodan. To the Triple Maymere. Through the Gillian Tunnel. A warrior of peace is always ready and set out on the road. Your path leads to Gillian's Tunnel. The dark arch of Gillian's Tunnel looms ahead. Just before the entrance, you can see a steel machine saddled saddling an iron road, a relic from the times of yore. The tunnel is the shortest way south. The noise behind you makes you turn around. No surprise. Some of the refugees followed you south to the tunnel, currently guarded by Freshkin soldiers. Remarkably, there isn't a single male amongst the fugitives. However, the women carry weapons. Do they hope the guards are busy herding fugitives to the vicinity of Wodan? Pay no attention. Fugitives are not your concern. They are mistresses of their own fate. A special detachment intercepts you before the tunnel. You address the officer. I need to get to Gillian. Start the machine. Neither of us want needless deaths here. The Frisian blinks at you and draws his sword. With all due respect, Eskarion, Frisians have dignity too. You won't pass while there's at least one of my men standing. You gather what you shouldn't be too pushy when offering the guards their lives. Suddenly you sense unnatural heat. Something glows in one of the fugitive hands. Could these be the magical battle cards? These women are full of surprises. There's a movement at the tunnel entrance. You can't let the Frisians start the machine before you get on it. It's time to remove an obstacle. The fugitives draw their weapons and stand beside you. Whatever happens, they chose it. I guess we're fighting on the same side? Ha! I guess we are. This definitely level up this year, guy. +1 energy, +2 energy. +1 to walk and +5 to health. We'll definitely take this one. +1 to walk and +5 to health. +2 walk, +10 health. My character stats. Mobility is key. Skills. Go ahead and go back. What do we got here? And then we've got 6 consumed -1. Vampirism, vulnerability, deadly balance, and exchange of souls, berserker's rage. Come forth and let us fight. I like this music, by the way. UDI's did a good job. Love the music. Love the music so far. It's good. It's good. Alright, let's see what we got here. She's a hammer. Come up. Alright. Start the battle. Begin. It's just gonna waltz up and... Ouch. Oh! Dang. Wait, are we allies or enemies? Just hit us? He's going to take double damage here. Okay. He's just like, whack back. Oh wow, look at that energy. Oh! He's going to march all the way to there, and he's definitely going to whack us. Okay. So, spearman. Yep, and shoot. Oh! One of them's going to die. I wonder if they were supposed to be our allies, and I just kind of killed one of them. I was like, whatever, kill. I feel like I made a mistake. I'm supposed to be impassionate, right? I'm not supposed to have feelings and stuff. Not worried. One, two, three, four, five. It's a monster. Oh! Disappeared. Cool. Look like an assassin type. Yep. He's tanky, I'll give him that. I'm kind of glad that I did give him that tankiness. Yep, not worried about it. Archer. Oh! I guess they're joining us. An assassin with a group of women. Why not? You glance at the machinery in the aftermath, but there is no reason to worry. The mechanics hide in the hut perched on the shoulders of the mountain. A first-in officer sticks his head out of the carriage and disappears inside again. The fugitives who helped you during the fight wait patiently for you to speak or act. You walk to the mouth of the tunnel in silence. The young women follow you in kind. Interesting. Steam engines. There's a carriage workshop. Machine. Two fugitives are milling about the back of the machine. You should find out what they're up to. A tall, dark-skinned woman turns towards you. In my opinion, you should have killed every last vigilant and managed the machine ourselves. I think it's only a matter of time of moving a lever or two. A very attractive woman, who obviously knows it, winks at you. Don't know about the machine, but every man has a lever that moves him whatever you want. If you know how to find it, it is the same way for you, Archon. Oh! The inner workings of Archon are the same, blah, blah, blah. But you... let's see here. The inner workings of the alien Elkon are the same, you reply, forcing a smile. But you are no more command an Archon than make the world revolve around you. You'll hurt yourself. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Shoo the women away from the machine. End the conversation. You turn and walk away. Time is too scarce to waste idle talk. Shen's hurt voice comes from behind you. Thanks for the peasant conversation. I'm smitten by your eloquence. I mean... You walk over to the hut and the mechanics are hiding and knock on the door. Four citizens emerge. They have nowhere to run. You look the machine up and down. Whichever one of you starts the machine takes me to the other side of the tunnel may live. Severe punishment awaits those who aid you, such as death will appear a blessing. One of the Frisians replies gravely, and even worse penalty awaits you, Archon. It's not too late to turn back. Cut off the mechanic's ear. You lop off the mechanic's ear off with a stroke of your sword, and your reprimand of your question louder this time, so you can be heard over the crippling man's cries. The three remaining mechanics stand petrified by the moans of their bleeding comrade. You must repeat your question and finish off the wounded man. One of the Frisians gulped nervously, obviously despite his black beard. Attentively, he raises a hand. I will start the engine and take you to the other side of the tunnel. But mark my words, you'll have to fight your way through. If I do this, my life is forfeit. They will call me Droom, if you care. 2 more stabs of your sword, 2 more Fasarians stumble to the ground. You address the surviving mechanic, who's now pale with fright. Droom, get the engines ready to start. Don't try to fool me. You can't hide from the Shadow Clan. Remember, you've chosen to live. There's a suspicious nose inside the carriage. You might want to investigate. A trail of blood leads down the slope to the carriage door. You follow it to discover a dead furnishing officer. In his hand is a dagger. In his chest, a gaping wound. You must have tried to escape when you were far enough away. But someone decided that he shouldn't be allowed to go. You silently approach the carriage and peek through the windows. 2 of the fugitives are hunched inside. One of them wipes tears from her face, the other comforts her. It appears that they're talking about you. You should probably listen in. The wretches are stuck with you until you're through the tunnel. Will puts her arm around the other woman's shoulders. It's going to be all right, Swarthy. The worst is behind us. We weren't nailed to the scaffolding, tortured to death, or sent to lands unknown. That's all in the past now. Swarthy shrugs. And what of the future? Did you see that, Archon? He's worse than the Inquisitors. He carved the Friskian like a pig. Turn and eavesdrop. In a loud whisper, Swarthy continues. Did you hear that Inquisitor said about the Archons? They can cut a child into pieces, but only if they are paid to do it, or something like that. I was out of it by then. Bola chuckles. You've been out of it since the night we got rounded up by the Gorman Square. I told you that something nasty was going to happen. There were many signs. How did we deserve this? Kendra was a prisoner, fine. But who did we ever cross? You and me, Sennet. Swanner moans in complaint. Bo lowers his voice. Didn't you hear the temple servants? The temple of divine wrath requires blood, lots of it. The Redhead expected them to drive us to Burkhan and told us to wait until we got here. She hoped to escape in Burkhana, but the executions began in Wodan. This is our only chance. You pondered this. The fugitives seems hopes for your protection. They must be crazy. You need no burdens or aid. Once through the tunnel, you'll part ways with them. You climb into the carriage and take a seat with a perfect view of their surroundings. Just as you had suspected, the wretches followed you. They procured some supplies and rumbling the engines making them cringe. Drum shows up carrying several oil lamps. The tunnel is dark, he shouts. We'll need the lamps. There will be an outpost halfway in, and we'll have to negotiate the passage. Kenna gives her sheath sword a pat. Oh, we'll negotiate, whether they want it or not, she announced cheerfully. You silently signal Droom to start the engine. There's been too much talk already, but you have to speak to the women sooner or later. They're stuck with you until they reach the tunnel's exit. The tunnel. A stretch of the Wodan road running through the tunnel is hewed into mountains, a true surviving legacy of the great ancestors who lived before the days of the divine retribution. You travel for several hours before the machine stops. Doom pokes his head out into the carriage. We just need a small fix, he says. We'll be moving again in no time. We're almost at the cave's outpost. There's usually a small guard there. We'll have to stop there to refill our water tanks and get more wood. So you better think of a plan. Give Doom no reply. You remain silent. Doom shares something relevant, but nothing you should say could change that. Doom shrugs and gets back to the engine. The engine noise is soon replaced by the squeaking of wheels. A dim light appears ahead. I mean... The machine stops, and you and your companions jump out of the carriage. You don't see any guards around, despite expecting their numbers to be double than normal. Doom scratches his head. That's weird. Not a single watchman in sight. They're either gone or assembled in the cave where they stored the food and water. The only sheltered space. I wonder why no one came out, though. They should have heard us coming. You look back at your companions, and they're already coming, weapons drawn. You need not say a word. Now's a good time to assign duties. Duties. Actually, you should be right there. Archer should be in the back. Archer, spearman, hammerhand, assassin. We got dual assassins. Okay. You tell the fugitives to wait for your signal, open the door, and enter the cave. Armed persons are inside, but they are not in a hurry to attack you. Of course, they wouldn't know what happened to Wodan just yet. You wonder why they're hiding here, so you decide to talk to them first. Your sergeant steps forward and looks at you over. You're in Aron, right? Do you serve Pelko Sorori? Give him our best regards. Wait. Wasn't a different official supposed to come with you? Do you know where he is? Since you're here, though, it doesn't matter. It's as clear as day that someone's paid the local guards to kill the person in whose stead you came, such as northerners. If they didn't squabble amongst themselves so much, they'd have conquered Barakan long ago. However, it's not your concern. You're facing another obstacle. At your command, your warrior winches file into the cave. The sergeant's face hardens. What's this ragtag entourage? I see they're armed. Have you betrayed Friskna? For that you'll be quartered. Boys, kill these traitors! I guess we're traitors now. Fight! I am not afraid. Prepare yourselves for battle. What's up, boys? Let's get started. I think he's cursed, yeah. Oh! Interesting. Oh! Oh! Should have lots of movement here. Oh! Interesting. Shake it off, man. Shake it off. Oh! Nice. Not worried about that. Look at that pew pew damage. Yeah. Ouch. Move up and fire. Oh! Excellent. Finish up. Oh! Look at that damage though. That's crazy damage. Inspiration. We got 2 level ups. Nice. After the battle, you tell Doom to attend the engine while you return to the tunnel. One of the women, Starfleet, lingers by one of the dead Frisians. Perhaps she's looting the body, so you choose to turn a blind eye and deal with it later, if necessary. Alright. Janet paces around the carriage as she's so eager to leave. Bustle bustles around the Frisian temple. What is she to find? Liz stands quietly beside the rock. She has an air of an expert warrior. She might want to ask Squelty why she... Let's go ahead and talk to Jeanette. Leaving already. Yes, because everyone does. Better earlier than late, pretty face. Who picked you? Why did you follow Kinda? You're smart, John Alcon. We all follow Kinda because she acts like a warlord. Always making the right decisions, keeping her word. However, our leader would have been Rent had you not murdered her. Oops, showing no interest. Things are as they are. Who picked you? Yes, the ladies are a fine bunch. Even Swarthy, the wimp, is good with her bow. A hunter's daughter she is, like all of us she had to kill. It was a long way from Gardine. She got to know each other. Those able to stand up for themselves sort of stuck together. This isn't enough. This isn't enough. You wouldn't have made it through the tunnels without me. We haven't made it yet. Don't forget that the woman's strength has nothing to do with her willingness to use a man. Trading. Stay on guard. I'm always on guard, Erica. Those who aren't are already dead. Even dead men used to be alive. Let's talk to... Let's see here. Let's talk to Bola. Find Bola hunched over the altar. The woman has clearly found something and is either examining it or deciding what to do with it. Shove your sword into your scabbard to get her attention. Bola jerks upright and slowly turns, slipping something in behind her bodice. Remains silent. You stand very still, staring at the fugitive's face in complete silence. Bola clenches. She pulls a magical plaque from her bodice. Cursing, she puts them on the altar. You examine the brightly colored magical cards. This woman's a go-getter, if ever there was one. Bola cringes, feeling her breast. What are you looking at, Aaron? You should look at the boobs blazing. Boobs blaze. Blazes get you. Didn't you know? Here they are. Happy now? In a detached manner. Did that burn? The battle cards must feel hot now. Didn't you used to live in the streets? Did you steal from your clients? I didn't steal anything from you. These aren't my rightful spoils. It belongs to the finder, and that's me. I didn't steal anything from you. Even Ben split the half hole amongst themselves. While we walk together, we share in everything. What do you share with the others? In a calm voice, I'm not good at sharing. I'm greedy, taking it all for skins practically by myself. These cards are weapons. Use them. Don't hoard them. All right, have them. Take this too. Careful to not heat it up, though. Heat up too. It's an encrusted Inquisitor's insignia. I should have brought a house in Burnow with this. I hope you appreciate my honesty. Nice. Kindi stands quietly beside the rock. She is the air of an expert warrior. You approach the dark-skinned fugitive, broad shoulders and impudent looking. She's the last person in the need of comfort. I don't need your pity if that's what you're offering. Aren't the Archelons pitiless? All Arons are different. At the same time, your warrior's code of the Shadow Clan, it never mentions pity. What do you want then? Kill me? Do it or go away. Look after your companions. Don't let them loot. And remember, if an Argon kills someone, it's necessary, not bloodlust, that drives them. Swarthy. What did you find? Did Kindi search the bodies? Why disturb the dead? One of the Frisians moaned, a flash of consciousness just before he died. He was asking for water. One of the... Did he say anything else?
Ooh.
He was raving. They were to be ambushed and kill a particular account, he said, but didn't expect to run into Archon. Our employers still wanted waits at the end of the tunnel. He also mumbled something about a legion. Legions? You leave in silence. Bruno's servants foresaw his attempt on his life. You find out that the ambushers are prepared to counterattack soon enough. Good time to sign. Might as well level up, people. Alright, what are we going to give you? +2 to walking. Let's see here. +2 energy. There we are. Then she's an archer. Definitely upgrade the archer. Health, +1 to attack. Definitely take the attack. Okay. Want that damage? Doom, Thrum. It's taking his time, you might want to nudge him. Doom pours several bucketfuls of water into the mechanism. Now he's fetching wood. The ancient harness of the power of fire and boiling water is rotating the metal wheels. Some would have believed it witchcraft. You can't think that I hoped to fool you. I should have done what that official had done in the tunnel entrance. Now my life is forsworn. I have no other choice but flee. You can't think of... Does it worry you? Well, I have nothing else to worry about. No family at all. I kept putting it off. Now I'll have to take a Birkin wife. If I make it to Birkin at all. I just have one question. No matter where you go, there's only one way to the Vale of Mercy. Will you let me come with you? I fought in the Balathran's army, war. Put my sword skills to the test many times. Only if you fight beside me. Breaking into a smile, I will, Elrond. I have a question, though. These girls traveling with you, they are very fine looking. Are any unmarried? Faking a smile in return. That's 2 questions in a row. Time is of the essence. Please hurry up and fix the engine. I think we're ready, right? I think we're ready, yep. Gotta keep an eye on that creep. I think he's gonna be a creeper. Gillian Tunnel. We continue the stretch. A true survival of Legacy. There will be a fight at the end of the tunnel. Doom climbs to the carriage. His face creases with worry. He leans down to address you. I had to stop the machine. Just engines being temperamental. That worries me is that the tunnel exit. Normally there are 3 guards, but if the commander of the 2nd Legion is still there, I suspect no fewer than 10 men. Remain impassive. Doom reports is of no consequences and requires no answer. Whatever will be, will be. Doom shrugs in the lack of a reply. You cannot cross the Vale of Mercy alone. Not even an Archaon can do it, he grumbles before leaving the carriage. You follow Doom with your gaze and slide your sword from its scabbard. There is now a burning mark where the sticks used to be. You suddenly realize that it's a weakness. Kinnear calls out to you. Hey, Archaon, you can rely on us. We're ready to fight. You remain silent. You have no need for any of them, but they can try to save their own lives. Yeah, this guy's totally lawful evil, man. This guy like, whatever. You do what you do. Alright, do we have an ally? We do have an ally. He's level 2? Interesting. Health, energy, walk, reflex. Let's go ahead and take walk. Movement is key. Now he might betray us, which wouldn't surprise me at all. Let's fight. Go kill some, was it Frisians? Yep. Stop your company before the tunnel exit. A welcome party is silhouetted against it. A whole squad of Frisian led by the commander you seek. A tall warrior clad in bearskin seems to have scored a score to settle with him. Everyone has their weapons ready, and the planet seems eager to take these enemies on single-handedly. You stop your company before the exit. Join the battle. Waiting won't get you anywhere. Drawing your swords, you order your companions to attack, and the opponent nods with a wolfish smile when you stand next to him.
Oh!
Interesting. Slay.
Oh!
Come at me, bro.
Oh!
Nice.
Oh!
Fight. Oh, they're focusing her.
Oh!
Nicely done. Let's go shoot someone. Okay, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Shooting him's okay, because he's pretty damn tanky.
Oh!
Nice. I don't know what that was, but that was pretty cool. Now they can reload those crossbows fast. Take an axe to the face.
Oh!
Nice. It's just tanking. What is she? Who is she? Let's go Mark over here and kill him. Nope, he's going to come over here. Which I'm perfectly fine and acceptable.
Oh!
Come at me, bro.
Oh!
Nice. Ouch. I mean, they're focusing her. So we'll need to increase her HP. This unit is very mobile. He's running. I would too. Return fire. Beautifully done. Drain energy rush. Look at all these level ups too. We'll go ahead and close that. If we can get her range improved, the assassin. It's time for a short rest, but shouldn't tarry. Your next target still lives, and you've got a long way ahead of you. Stroking his beard, Drum considers the railroads that ends here. Indifferent. You're partying with a machine as if it were a horse. The iron road ends here, and the galleon path, doesn't suit it. Arrogants care about horses then. That's already something. I just realized that I'm not really Frisian anymore. I spilled the blood of my kinsmen. They would have spared me. They wouldn't have spared me either, though. Which path will you pick for your company? Do you even think of us that way? We can't skirt the triple menhir in any case, but there are 3 different ways leading there.
Huh.
What's wrong with the mountain path? The gills, there are too many of them. There's also a vile black temple apart from that. Both the foul and northern ravines are passable, but fearless souls, for a fearless soul. Fear is of no consequence. The hungry path is the shortest. True enough, but there are Frisian patrols on the Quimparia road at the hungry path. We should almost be vigilant when passing the Red Market. Commerce is not as difficult as it seems. The wooden road is usually deserted. We can't skirt the Temple of Mithmir. The Frisians made camp by the open sepulchre. The legions may not have arrived just yet, and there'd even be enough guards without them.
Huh.
I have no intent in going around the triple Mithmir. One way. We should set out then. It's been a while since I've ridden a horse. Do we have horses? Let's go ahead and talk to Swarthy. Are you hurt? Why don't you say something?
Ooh.
I have an ulcer on my cheek, but I've got this little stone to ease the pain. Though the redhead you murdered in Wodan told me that the relief won't last. We'll see. Don't shun me. It's not as bad as a disease. It's the Reaper's mark. This little stone is called Styx. I used it to wonder why they make jewelry out of these pebbles. Turns out they're somehow sourced through the Mithmir and used in temple rituals. The reaping has come at Erkron. That's what the redhead said, and when we were in sight of Wodan, the reaping. What else did she say? You should have asked the poor woman instead of murdering her. She said that this is the last reaping. We're all going to die unless someone puts an end to it. You don't say anything but to Swarthy, but you examine the bluish sword on the nape of her neck. Something is written about it in their ancient manuscripts. The great ancestors of the clan and their first teachers warned about something like this. Does anyone else have ulcers? Why don't you go and check? Shouldn't be a chore to examine us lasses. As far as I know, I'm the only one that has it, but everyone's going to get it unless we're stuck up on sticks. Can't help them. Sticks inside the body seems to overheat for a reason. Who is your leader? It's all clear to me now.
Oh.
What did you want to know? Ask away, and I've got nothing to hide. I can even take my clothes off if you like. I've never done it with an Elrond. Turn around and leave. Bola. You haven't noticed until now, Bola's features are vaguely Burkian.
Hey!
Her eyes will fall out, Alcon. Gawk at Shanette, she likes that. I get the creeps when you stare at me like that. Do you hail from Burkana? My mother was Burkana, and so was the father. I never knew. Yet I was born in Fishna, where I've been through thick and thin. Showing no interest. Is your homeland calling to you?
Oh.
I can't wait to leave the lands where they want to rip you apart on the temple's servants' unreasonable whims. I'll go to where the road takes me and see where I end up. Alright, see here. Paladin. If you want Palin to join you, you should talk to him. Let's go ahead and talk to Jeanette. Jeanette looks immensely thought, but she hears your footsteps. What do you want, Aragon? I'm not Reet. I don't go down so easily. She's been going on and on about the Aragon's duty to killing the Reapers. There's no Reapers and no Reet now, and Aragon killed her. Leave me be and don't pry into my soul. Even before the brave Pelion. What do you care? Are you lining up? I mess around with whomever I want. Who taught you to fight, Jeanette? Pushing her lips. Life taught me. The bitch broke me over her knee so many times that finally I learned my lesson. Is it different with the Elkrons? Elkrons train to become warriors from childhood. Get ready. We're heading out soon. It seems that under different circumstances, the dark-skinned warrior might have been a decent commander. What are you staring at? Admit it, you couldn't have managed it on your own. But we made the job much easier. Do you need bandages? What are you thinking? What do you all want? We want to get as far away from here as possible. Sticking with you looks like our best chances. I'm heading south. I shall neither spur nor look after you. If that suits you, I'm heading out shortly. Loyalty increased. Cool. Cool. Yeah, okay. See what he is. If you want Palin to join you, you should talk to him. Where are you heading now, Palin? In my country, we usually introduce ourselves. They call me Rulu. What am I saying? You're an Elkron. I should be grateful that you spoke to me at all. To answer your question, I don't have much choice. There are many roads, but they lead in the same direction. What took you so far away from the sea? Man eats whatever he can. My kinsmen found me too hot-tempered, so I left. The Paladins are not the great people they once were. Are the Frisians any better? A rotten folk, if ever there was one. You do dirty work and they take advantage of you. What were you hoping to find down here? Hoping to find luck. What else would a paladin chase so far inland? I took a job to kill Krethna, the commander. I bit off more than I could chew. Showing no interest. Who is your employer? Another commander, Norse. You see, there are two commanders on the side of the mountains, and each wants to take the Frisian Legion for himself. So I ran before the hounds, in a manner of speaking. Do you happen to know where the Frisian Legions are? As far as I know, they are marching south, down towards the Botharian roads. They await their commanders, or commander, by the Frisian roads of the open sculptures. Where's their second commander? You mean Nos? He's actually commander number 3, as the man was here. And number 2, commander number 1 is Pelko Soruri. He was supposed to ride out of Wodan and pass through here, was paid his assassination, and then went to the temple Mathmir. Pilgrimage, you see. How much are commanders going for these days? How can I say? Neither of them want to pay up front. I got the feeling that they'll get nothing for this one. That's enough talk. If you have no other questions, I have one. Where are you heading? I was thinking of going to Burkana. There's no returning from Friska for me. I like your jolly ladies' squads in many ways, if you know what I mean. I'll come with you unless you advise averse to my company. Let's see here. So we're both soldiers. I have no use for you. Won't impose then. I'll stay around until you leave and then head my own way. Okay. Good time to look at our company. Yeah, we get to level up a lot. Let's see what we got here. +3 to walking. Heck yeah. Alright, assassin. +1 to distance. Oh, yes. Alright, she is... What is she? She is... an archer? Crack armor, glancing blow, berserk, goad. Unlock skill, goad, +5 to energy, +1 to attack. Let's go ahead and take that one, yep. And then you see here, might, damage. Okay, she was getting hit a lot. So do we have any HP? That's 15 to defense, 40% attack. We'll take her defenses, yep. -3, +1, -2. Loyalty is low. Okay. Sure. Anything else around here? Let's move on. Next goal is the triple nightmare. The warriors of peace always reach their goals.
No potion can heal this curse, because its root is in another's hands.
This is a good place to stop. We will continue this another day. Chapter 4. Bye.